Good morning, guys. I'm going to film a wedding in Indianapolis today, and I thought I would take you along and give you like a little bit of a behind the scenes thing. I'll be filming part of the wedding on this camera too, but the majority of the wedding is shot on my big Canon 80D, so it'll be fun to kind of continue to vlog since I have this camera. The only hard thing is it's only gonna be me today. Trevor has to work and it's Friday, so he can't just like leave work. With Friday weddings, I mostly just do them all myself, but that's okay. I know I can handle it, that's not the issue. I'm just saying that he can't vlog for me, which would have been nice. First thing on my to-do list though, I actually need to get some gas. You can see right there, I'm almost empty. And I also need to reset my trip on the car. So let me make it so you guys can see that. There we go. Trip A, I need to reset that because for tax reasons, I can write off any of my travel. So I need to make the trip be 0. Boom. Now from here on out while I'm driving, I will mark off all of my driving expenses that I had today. If I get anything at the gas station or anything like that, I write it off as part of the wedding. That's where we're going right now, to the gas station. Got a full tank of gas now. Got myself a coffee, got my water. We are ready to hit the road. I am here. I'm actually quite a bit early. I left early because I didn't know exactly how long it would take to get here. Being that it's Indianapolis and it was like a 2-hour drive for me, I wanted to make sure I had time to like deal with traffic and rush hour, and I didn't know what would be going on. So I'm about 40 minutes early, but I'm sitting here in the parking lot of the venue. There are a couple of things that I always try to do before I run in there because I'm sure they're all there, so if I'm early that's fine. But one of the things that I want to do before I go in there is take a look at her contract again. The contract is where they fill out kind of their details and their schedule, and with her being a last minute wedding, the contract's actually all I have as far as details because I think she was really detailed in here. Normally when I film a wedding, what we do is we sign the contract like at first, and then closer to the wedding date I ask for like a full itinerary or schedule of their day, just so I know where they are at all times, whether or not I'm gonna be there. I just like to know. But this girl actually booked me on Monday, like this past Monday, like 5 days ago Monday. And so when I gave her the contract to fill out, she just put all of the details in her schedule in there. So I just got their schedule open here on my phone and I saved it as a picture so that way it doesn't have to like reload every time. I can just go to my pictures. And I'm supposed to be here today from 4 to 9, which I already knew. Her wedding doesn't start till 6, so that's good because that gives me 2 hours to kind of get some shots of the venue and get some shots of her like maybe putting her dress on and things like that. They are having special vows, so I know that it's obviously going to be important for me to get audio. They're doing a first look, so that's fun. No bouquet toss, no garter toss. They want me to film all the toasts and all of the dances. Go figure, those are common things. But basically that's it. So they have already been getting ready since 1:30, so if I head in there now, it won't be a big deal. The girls will just be getting ready. I can check them out and see what's going on. So now I'm gonna head back to my trunk where I have all my things. And I guess I'll give you guys a quick little bag tour because I still have some time and I'm still pretty early, and show you what I pack in my camera bag. This is the venue, by the way. It's kind of windy, so I'm sorry if you can hear the wind, but it's super pretty. It's kind of weird though, because right back here, that's a cemetery. So I think this is part of a cemetery. It's called like the Community Life Center. I think it's just all owned by the cemetery, which is kind of morbid, but it's actually a really pretty venue. I looked it up online, so I think it'll be gorgeous either way. It's just weird if you like think about it like that. This is my camera bag. This is everything that I bring to a wedding. I've got this Kelly Moore bag. I'll link it down in the description. It's vegan leather, and then I have my tripod, and lately that's all I've been bringing, and so it's really convenient and really easy. Inside the Kelly Moore bag, they have all of these like Velcro removable, like this whole thing could come out if I wanted it to, and that is what holds all of my stuff. They actually market this, I think, as a diaper bag too, so multi-use. So in here, I guess we'll start on this side. I have this little silicone lens cover thing. I have honestly never used this, but it came with some stuff I got for Christmas from my mom. So this would just screw onto my lens, and I would use it if we were like outside and it's super sunny, so maybe I'll use it today. Or if it's like raining, things like this are good so that way I don't get rain droplets on my lens. Then in here I have a couple of different filters. I'm not going to open this, but I have those filters, and then I also have some of these filters to go on my lenses. I have my Rode microphone. This is how I currently capture all of the audio. It's done good for now. I don't have anything that plugs into the sound system, but usually when I do weddings, they don't have a huge fancy sound system anyways, so this has been doing good enough for me. Then I have my charger. I guess I better put this stuff back or I'm gonna lose it all. Okay, and then like I was saying, I have my charger here with an extra battery, and then I have my main camera. This is the Canon 80D with just the kit lens. I'm gonna get a new lens soon, but this is the kit, like the fancier kit lens, so it goes from 18 to 135. So, I mean, it's good enough. I am just a beginner, so having that is all I need at the moment. I'd really like to get maybe a 50mm lens, but we'll see. And then I have my external hard drive in my computer, just in case. They like never come out, but just in case, you never know. And over here on the side is where I keep batteries, extra SD cards, and those are like little towelettes to clean my lenses. And any chargers or computer accessories go in there. So that's the bulk of what I need in a wedding. My wallet goes in here. It's just open right now because I went to the gas station. And then out here, I have these two little pockets with headphones. What do we got? We've got a thing for my business cards. This has headache and migraine medicine in it. Headphones, like I said, perfume, and then my AirPods. And then this one has some just like little extra things I'd never get in this pocket, but I have an extra lens cover, lens cap if I need it. This little thing, which sticks to a lens cap, and then I think you put that on your wrist. I don't think I would ever use that, but I just throw it in there. And then another little cloth to make sure that everything is always clean. And then lastly, I have these little side pockets over here. There's nothing in this one, but usually my water bottle goes in this one. And then I have this mini tripod for the camera I'm filming right now, just in case I ever need that. This camera also is what goes on this tripod a lot of the times, but this camera I'm using right now is mostly just like a backup camera, and since I use like this one for basically everything. And that's it. That's my whole videography kit. That's everything I need for a wedding at the moment. I'm hoping to upgrade a lot of things, which is why a lot of times my prices are considered so low, is because I feel like I'm a beginner and I don't have the best gear, but I still create a pretty good video. So yeah.
2 hours later.
I'm at the venue and I'm chilling outside for a moment, and the moment I got here they put me to work, which is a good thing and a bad thing because I got here first off early, so I was kind of expecting to calmly go into it, but they wanted to do their first look like as soon as I got there, so I'm worried that if they would have done it, I would have missed it, but it's fine. We got it all figured out. All you future brides out there though, just make sure you're a little bit organized. Sometimes it's stressful when the bride themselves feels stressed, and then that kind of stresses us out as like the workers of the wedding. So if you have like a set list, set times, and you really stick with them, that's just gonna make the whole thing go better for you as a bride, and also for us people that work at the wedding, because we'll know what to expect. But anyways, I'm just chilling. I have a water and I got some snacks, and I'm waiting for them to be ready to do some more. I was doing some like outside shots and stuff, and it's really bright out here if you guys can't tell, so I had to use my ND filters for the first time. All of the weddings I've done recently have been super like shady and really like overcast, and this one's super bright, so ND filters are basically just like sunglasses for your lens. So that's what it looks like. It's kind of darker on it. You can't really tell on the camera, but it's really fun to play with it. I finally get to use it. So we're all done with all of the shots we're gonna get before the wedding, so now we're just waiting for the ceremony to start. I am actually hooking this camera, you guys, to this tripod for right now, and that's what's gonna sit at the end of the ceremony, like at the back of the aisle after everybody walks in, and this like films the entire wedding. Whereas I have my other camera and I just get like sniper shots of like really cute moments of like their hands and the first kiss, and the special moments are actually on that. But this one runs 24/7, no, the whole wedding, from the back of the wedding. So the bride and groom have one video of the entire ceremony. Not something that I necessarily use in my highlight video that I make for them, but when they get all the raw footage. So the ceremony is done, and now comes the fun part. I wouldn't necessarily say that the reception is my favorite thing to film in terms of, like, I don't just like filming the reception because I don't necessarily get the most prettiest sort of clips and stuff, but I do definitely like filming the reception because it's when the bride really loosens up. It's when we get to actually have fun, when usually the bride, I know I keep saying the bride, but mostly they're usually the ones in charge. That's just the way it is. But usually the bride starts to loosen up. Everybody's having a lot more fun. I get to interact with them usually a lot more casually, and that makes for some really awesome clips to use in the wedding, and it just makes the whole entire experience feel a lot better. A lot of times, especially with weddings like this where it seems really stressful before the ceremony, the clips we get are sweet and intimate, but they're also not them necessarily being themselves because they're so uptight and so stressed out about the ceremony to come. But now that that's over, we get to have fun and let loose a little bit. So I just came up here to the bridal suite, grab a couple things, grab my filters again, and I think we're gonna go ahead and go outside and get some family pictures there. The bridal party was introduced, and now I get to eat. So I usually eat as soon as the bride and groom eat. I let the bridal party go through, and then it's my turn to eat. And that's because while the bride and groom are eating, nothing's usually gonna be going on. So that's my perfect time to eat, because if I don't eat when they eat, I'll never have time to eat. So what I do is I find a quiet room like this. This is where the bride and the bridesmaid got ready, so I know that it's kind of secluded and I can just kind of sit down and relax, and I eat my food. And I usually try to eat kind of fast, especially if I'm in a private area like this, because I don't know what's going on downstairs. And then I'll run back downstairs and finish getting some shots of some people, shots of dances, speeches, and everything like that. Another quick tip before I head down for the rest of the reception is make sure, if you are a vendor of any sort, make sure you bring business cards and give them out to literally everyone. So I make sure to give them, definitely for me, I have to give it to the photographer, because you would not know how many times brides will ask a photographer if she can do video or he can do video, and they say no, and then if they have my card, they can think of me and direct them to me. I'm also gonna give my card out to the coordinator here as well as the DJ, and hopefully leave a couple behind for guests as well. If the population of guests appears to be really young, a lot of times I'll go around and just leave them on the tables really discreetly and politely, so that way that if any of those young people wind up getting married, they can remember me from their friend's wedding and think of me and possibly book me in the future. If you guys are a vendor and you're watching this, make sure you definitely bring a ton of business cards to any event you do and just leave them everywhere like candy.
Later that same evening.
And that's it, guys. It's a little past 9, about 9:30. Usually when they have a time constraint, it seems like they always want to push it till the end, but that's fine. It's more important that I catch the clips that they want and make the story that they want, rather than stay on their strict time schedule, even if they only booked me for a couple-hour package. I cannot even tell you the amount of times that I've booked someone for like a time determinate package and I wind up staying longer, and to me that's more important, to stay and get those clips, create a good relationship with the bride and groom, so that way they tell their friends that I'm the person that their friends need to film their wedding too. Now don't get me wrong, by the end of it I'm usually pushing them along, trying to get them to kind of hustle up and reminding them that, hey, you only booked me till 9. I'll stay for the clips you want, but just so you know, we're approaching 9, that sort of thing. The next steps of being a videographer are going home. I'll put everything, like almost instantly, if not tonight, probably tomorrow, right onto my external hard drive. I have an external hard drive that I work off of, and then I have an external hard drive that's called Lang Videography, that only videography stuff goes on, and then I have an external hard drive that's a backup of that Lang Videography hard drive. So when I go home, I will literally put all of this footage on 3 hard drives, and then I'll have my one that I work off of. So when I'm editing, I use that hard drive and that's what I work off of. That way, if something happens to the one I'm working off of, I have that other Lang Videography one to pull footage from, and then if anything happens to that Lang Videography, I have a backup of it. The backup is not nearly as important, and I hardly ever back it up. Like until the very end, when I'm basically done, do I move everything over and back it up. But I am super paranoid about losing footage, and anybody working a wedding, filming, photo, anything, go into it always super paranoid about losing footage, because that would be the absolute worst thing ever for you. You would have to basically refund everybody. The bride would not be happy. Even if they understand it's not your fault, it still would be a horrible thing. So I know it might seem ridiculous to triple back up everything, but it's the way that I feel safe and secure about not losing someone's footage. So it's just the way I do it. After putting all that stuff on my hard drives, next step would be to start editing, and I will put some footage of me editing in this vlog. It might not be this wedding, because I actually have a wedding that was before this one that I needed to edit, but that's what we'll add here. So this wedding I'm showing you actually isn't the wedding that I filmed, like I said, but the first thing that I do when I edit after I import all of the footage into Final Cut Pro is I sort them out and make it so much easier for me in the long run. I sort them into things like bride getting ready, groom getting ready, ceremony, reception, detail shots. Then the entire editing process is a lot easier. I think that this takes quite a while to do this, but in the long run it's totally worth it because I can easily find footage rather than sifting through it all. The next thing I do is try to find music. I'm one of those people who finds music first, because then I kind of line up the beat of where I clip my shots with the music. I use Epidemic Sounds. You have to pay a subscription for that every month, but to me it's totally worth it. I really like their music. Then the next thing I do is just a rough cut. So like I said, I try to line it up with the beat of the music. I make it flow. I feel like it vibes a lot better when your cuts line up with the beat. The rough cut first is kind of just getting an idea of what I want. I'm laying it out. I'm doing some minor edits, as you can see right there. But other than that, it's mostly just cutting it down to size. And then afterwards is when I go in and I'll stabilize the footage a little bit. I'll color correct. I'll add maybe some detail or a vignette or anything like that that I think fits the vibe of what's going on. That second step of color correcting and fixing up some things here and there is all stylistic, and so I like to do that last once I have like the main frame of the video down, and then I just kind of pick the style after that. Other than that though, really it's nothing much else. It just takes time and experimenting and kind of playing around with everything. The color correcting I'm still getting a hang of. I think that because it's so stylistic, it's hard to find some tutorials out there that really show you how exactly to do it. I have the idea down, but when it comes to finding my personal style, I just kind of do whatever flows with the video. Like I said, that's like the main thing going on here. Do whatever flows with the video. And then that's basically it, guys. After that, I export it, share it with the bride, and hope that she likes it. And then this here is the final product. I make them this cute little case. I mean, it's not super fancy, but it's a nice little case. And then inside, I normally put like a card in here. It says like, thank you for supporting small businesses. I have to go grab that still. Want a couple of my business cards so they can give those out to their friends. And then the flash drive that has all of their stuff on it, including the highlight video. The highlight video also gets posted to YouTube and to Facebook. And then that's it. Throughout this whole process, I'm usually in communication with the bride the whole time, or the groom, but usually it's the bride doing all of like the planning and communicating. And then at the end, I'll write a blog post on my website and I'll ask for them to give me some feedback or review me on Facebook, and I'll throw that review on my website as well. I hope you guys liked this behind the scenes look of what it's like to be a wedding videographer. I just started, so I am getting used to the whole process, especially here in Indiana. Things are a little bit different in the way you communicate with brides and how you reach out to brides, but that's kind of how it goes. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Check out my videography website down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Boop!
Here we go!